The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Wanna welcome everybody, yeah, we gotta get it hype. Hey, every week talking wrestling, we get into it. Current events, even guests that we're interviewing. Hosted by Chris, Kid USA, and Nappy Boy. Shout out to Ziggy, put the smack down, you can't ignore. The best you gon' find anywhere online. Tell the competition they about to get clothesline. Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Let's go.
Welcome, everyone, to a special edition of Hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Team Bringit. And along on my right side, I have the enforcer of WCC, Mr. Antonio. How you doing?
What's going on?
So, before we start, everyone, you already know what we need to do. First, what I need you to do is I need you to give a thumbs up and comment on this video. Then I need you to subscribe. Then I need you to hit that notification bell so you can get news and rumors from Hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast exclusively on Facebook and on YouTube. So, everyone, Antonio, I know that you don't have a lot of time. You got about 45 minutes with us. So, if you do leave, I'll probably have some other callers on here but this is a conversation that's stemming from what Booker T said, or just basically body shaming, slut shaming, or whatever, but more so in particular, body shaming in the wrestling industry.
Right.
Now, reading some of these comments already, and thank you guys for joining us. Now, Marquis said that Booker was right. I never noticed how childlike Adam Cole looked until he was on AWTV.
I've been watching.
Let's continue.
Okay. There's more.
Yeah, there's more. So Ziggy said fire. Ziggy said let's go. Hill Carmichael said there's no room for body shaming.
No, it's not.
Ziggy said big tone. See Bradley, what's going on? How you doing? Marquise also, he said that I agree, but I don't see what Booker said as body shaming.
Okay.
Antoine said, what's going on? How you doing? Matt, what's going on? How you doing? Hill Carmichael, he said telling someone that they need muscle, not everyone need muscle. The Take It Home podcast. What is going on, Chris? I just seen your podcast, and congratulations to you and your success. I think he's going to be wrestling pretty soon. I believe it's at a new location. So yeah, but big up to Chris and his podcast.
Good luck to you.
Yes, most definitely. Check out his podcast, the Take It Home podcast. Yes, subscribe to him. He is very informative about the wrestling business, and he is also a wrestler that was actually on our podcast about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, check it out.
Okay.
Kevin, what's going on? He said that Booker T always got something to say.
Always.
Derek, he said, "What's up, y'all?" Brian said that Kevin Keeson is one of my favorites. Derek, he said, look at Seth Rollins at the moment. His body isn't in shape because he's focused on being a father. Very good comments. Very good comments. So let's go back up to Marquise's comment. He said that he thinks that Booker T was right. He's entitled to his opinion. He is.
Right.
He never noticed how childlike Michael or Adam Cole looked until he was on AWTV. So let's kind of review this. Number one, I'm not saying that you're saying this from a Lord Jesus, please forgive me when I say this. I'm not saying this. I'm not like insulting you as a person or anything of the means, but you're not the only person that said that. And it seems like everybody that has went from WWE all the way to AEW, it's like they got something slick to say or something sarcastic to say or something like that. To be really honest with you, Adam Cole was the same size when he was in NXT. Like I don't see any difference. It's not like he's like me. I got man boobs, and you know what I'm saying, I got a big stomach. So like, you know, I mean, Adam Cole, like I'm just saying, Adam Cole always been small. Like
his whole career.
I don't know where everybody getting the notion that, oh, well, because they gotta look a certain way, that's the only way that they're gonna be successful. I mean, the same thing could go for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels wasn't the biggest guy in the room. He wasn't the skinniest. He had muscle on him, but he also had injuries on top of that. Well, undisclosed, you know, injuries, but you know, whatever. But yeah, Antonio.
It's, you know what, man? Listen, Adam Cole has never been a big guy his whole career. I think the first time I seen Adam Cole was the early days of Ring of Honor. He was never the big guy. He didn't look like he belonged in the ring. He might got a point there. But there's a lot of people that look like that over years, over decades ago. Like, I mean, we can name names. Sean Waltman was never the big guy. Okay, 1, 2, 3 kid. He was always the skinny guy in the fight. He was always the underdog. Hell, Rey Mysterio, before he gained some muscles, he like a little kid on wrestling these guys. It's just, since I'm gonna be totally honest, way back since Vince got involved. I'm gonna say when Vince came into business and Hulk Hogan came out there, everybody had to look like they was a superhero. They had to look like they was someone drew them up, like He-Man or something like that. Right. And if you go back from that point, you had the steroid scandal, of course, but everybody started looking like that. From Hulk Hogan to Don Morocco, Macho Man, even looked like that. You know, he was a small guy, but he was also a muscular guy. Jesse the Body Ventura. When he got to WWE, he was more into the muscle thing, even though his name was Jesse Bobby Ventura all the way back then. Once they came to present on that look, and WWE at the time, WWF was the number one company in the world. Then that's when everybody started running, because you got all the famous champions back then before WWF in the NWA was not muscle guys. Ric Flair, there's a photo out there. Ric Flair was a big guy. Ric Flair was a big guy, and he had no blonde hair either.
Yeah,
you know,
he was. Yeah, one time like Ric Flair
was huge.
Buff.
He was huge. Then you got champions like Dusty Rhodes, who's like I don't have to say much. Dusty Rhodes, big guy, big Southern Texas guy. Okay.
He always eating his mama biscuits.
Man, he loves the soul food, you know. So.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta think that, baby. You know, if you will, you know.
If you will,
you know,
put a little tiny little onions over.
Right. Damn. Put some flavor on it, goddamn. Put some seasoning. Make me hungry, this motherfucker. But if you look at WWE now and AEW. Let's look at AEW. Their own roster is not big guys. You got your Wardlow. You know, you got your give me another 10 from the Dark Order. They muscle guys, but that don't mean you gonna be the number one guy. Right now, Wardlow is the hottest thing in the company.
He is
white hot, but you also got to add something to it. Years ago, Batista was the big guy in WWE. John Cena, but that didn't bring him to the top. Their charisma brought him to the top, and pulling the right story brought him to the top, and the fanfare. It's more into it than just the body. And I don't understand, because that's one thing. Yeah, that's the one flaw Adam Cole got. But the rest of it, wrestling technique,
and that's charisma. That's what brought him to the dance.
Right.
Like, I don't care how you look. You know, it's just like, what can you bring to the table that's going to entertain me? Like, I could look at you. You could be the sexiest motherfucker. You could be the sexiest bitch in professional wrestling. But if you don't bring anything that is going to captivate me towards you, then I'm not going to pay attention to you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what people get this misconstrued. They figure that because you got the best buy in the business, is that's your money maker. Now, if you making, fans, only fans, pages and shit, then that's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
But we're talking about professional wrestling. It's either you know how to get it done in the ring or you don't. Now, as far as Booker T goes, Booker T is entitled to his opinion. People know that even his brother, he know that I don't really care for Booker T like that. But then at the same time, let's talk about Booker T since he wants to be petty. Booker T is muscular. Yes, of course. But then at the same time, it's like you've been very critical about AEW since its arrival. And it's like you wasn't talking this shit when he was in NXT. When Adam Cole was in NXT, you didn't say anything. Absolutely nothing.
Not a damn
word.
When
he go to AET, now he go to AEW. Now all of a sudden he need to pack more muscle. He too small. He too skinny. Blah 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 blah. And I'm just like saying like that. This is just my opinion, but I just really believe that Booker T is using this as clickbait points. That's what he's doing. He wants people to pay attention to his podcast. Yes, I'm fully aware. He has a bigger platform than me, but then when it comes to realism, then I have to kind of question that. Go ahead.
I mean, I think that's what all the old timers is doing. They got to say something. They got to go against what's popular or what's hot right now to get the attention towards them, a la Jim Cornette, Disco Inferno, and Booker T. Booker T, and let's say this about Booker T. Booker T was not always the big guy. I remember the Ebony Express from USWA. I remember them. I remember when him and Stevie Ray was not Harlem Heat. Okay, he was not a big guy there. When they got the WCW, they got some muscle right there, and then he became the muscle guy. Because you can look at the difference between Booker T and WCW, and the Booker T and WWF. He was WCW. He was smooth. WCW. He was fucking flipping all over the place. The WWF, he couldn't do all that no more. He was too big.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. If you start off small and you do all these outrageous moves, and then you get big, now you can't do them no more, or it don't look right. It looks kind of sloppy. It looks open and something like that. I mean, we could talk about someone that's right now who's probably one of the best in the world in wrestling right now, and Will Ospreay. Ospreay was a skinny dude when he started. He was the definition of a junior heavyweight wrestler. He was skinny as I don't know what. He put some muscle on. Yeah, he can do some of the moves. But if you watch him in the early days, he can't do all his moves like he used to. And I don't know if that's the mind state of the old heads that, this what worked in our day. You gotta have some muscle, or you gotta have a physique in the business. But right now, that's not even the eye opener. That's not the one that go get your attention. It's either great wrestling, great stories, and again, who could bring the audience to the event? What can you say on the microphone and bring asses to seats? And it's not all about body. I mean, I think I just read someone said, well, about Keith Lee, Eddie Kingston. Those guys not muscle. Keith Lee is power. Yeah, he got a whole bunch of power.
Yeah, but then also they've been like body shaming him when he got to AEW.
Actually, they body shamed him when he got to the main roster.
Yeah, they did. Oh, you're right.
Because they made him wear that singlet to cover his,
to cover his nipples. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm like, number one, like Keith Lee has always been a big guy, but he's very athletic, and I mean, it's very deceiving because you would thought that someone of his size wouldn't be able to do flips and spreading his legs while he jumping up in the air like that.
Man,
that's unheard of.
I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna start putting these. It's these. I think it's called Evolve short mini documentaries, and Keith Lee's on it. And Keith Lee says this thing where he could do lucha libre, he could do catch style wrestling, he could do all this style wrestling. This is how I became a fan of him when he was with Shane Taylor, who's also another guy that they body shamed for a while. That's why he didn't go to WWE. They body shamed him. They wanted him, but they body shamed him. He said, "F it, I'm not going."
And I had some discussions with Shane Taylor, not concerning that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to ask him that. But yeah, because the one thing I will say about Shane Taylor got some thick ass thighs.
Oh man,
but
he got some tanks, man. I'll tell you right now, I'm not getting leg dropped by Shane Taylor. I'll tell you that right now. You gotta pay me some extra.
Shut up. So Marquise said, I think this was responding to the comment from earlier. He said, "No, I am not a AEW mark. I just mean maybe the cameras were different or something, but he liked more defined in NXT."
You gotta remember this. They had a performance center where NXT used to always hang out at. Remember, NXT barely traveled.
Yeah,
they stayed in Full Sail, and then they go to the performance center. And only time they traveled was the takeovers. Mm-hmm. The only house shows they did was in Florida, and then when they did do some traveling, was for the big takeover matches. And also remember, most of his title reign was during that pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really go nowhere. So of course he's gonna be in the performance center and probably got cut a little bit. But now he's in AEW. They travel a lot. They don't have no house shows, but they still travel and they do other indie shows.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then the Take It Home podcast, Chris, he said that I want to be buff, but I keep thinking about the buffet.
Hey, nothing wrong with the buffet, brother.
Right, and nothing wrong with that.
You can't go hungry.
Marquis said, let's compare the physique of Shawn Michaels and Adam Cole.
Okay. Shawn Michaels. Let's also remember Shawn Michaels got caught with steroids. Let's also remember during his Intercontinental time when he supposedly the first time before the Razor Ramon Shawn Michaels ladder match for WrestleMania, when he got suspended and he got stripped the title, but he kept it like a little bitch because they know I did not do no drugs. He got caught with steroids.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he was not a big guy. Shawn Michaels was not a big guy, but he had his muscles everywhere. I mean, he did a little pose. My wife reminds me of the goddamn Playgirl shoot he did with the belt and all that stuff. Yeah,
I remember that.
And he did all that little fucked up stripper dancing he did on the ring. We know that.
So Marquis also. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, Adam Cole never was that guy. He never did the poses. He never. You could YouTube all his matches. He never did the poses. He never looked like Shawn Michaels. But in ring talent, they're up there together. I mean, even Shawn Michaels said that he never compared nobody to him except for Adam Cole and Seth Rollins. Those are the only two people he compared himself to.
So Marquis said that, so being a Hall of Famer, being a precise or being an expertise in your field, having an opinion means that you are body shaming. Marquis, I think you are misreading what I'm saying. If you look at what Booker T has been saying over the past 2 years, you will have to say, like, what's good with this? Now, the thing about this, yes, you can be an expert in your field. I get that part. That's fine. But the issue is, what you gotta understand about Booker T is that some of his views are very controversial.
And that's what
he didn't say none of this. He didn't say none of this shit when these people were in the WWE. Once they get to AEW, now he got something slick to say. He talk about, oh, they need to do this, they need to do that, they need to do this. Then why you wasn't saying all this shit? Because you had a podcast for what? How many years? 4 years? AEW been in existence for what? 3 years?
3 years.
And every time I turn around, you got something slick to say. And I'm looking at Adam Cole. I was like, I don't see much of a difference with Adam Cole. Again, Booker T can say wherever he wants. But like I said, I have the receipts to back up my claims. This don't have anything to do with WWE versus AEW. It has everything to do with your views. And then when people gather your scalp, then you want to take down your posts. which he has done in the past.
A lot.
Or whatever.
A lot. And to add on to that, this is where we got with the body shame. Why? Because Adam Cole might have to go on surgery. He might do surgery. Wherever this injury is that he's had not been in the ring, and
what?
God, look, he might do surgery. That's what Booker T. You got to hear what he said, because Booker T came out when the rumor came out that he might have to have surgery, and that's when Booker T said he better not lose. Right. So if that's not body shaming for the statement he said after that, I don't know what is.
No.
He said he's a buck. He said he's a $105 soaking wet. A $160 soaking wet. That's
so
body
telling
shaming.
me that I gotta put on muscle in order for me to save injury. You know how many people are like jam packed and have like have Triple H. Prime example. Triple H had a quad injury, and this man was in peak physical condition.
Whew. So
it really doesn't matter like what size you are. It's either you have a freak accident, you have an accident, or you fucked up a move and you got injured. I mean, it's
the business. This is not how they used to say, this is not ballet.
Not ballet.
This is wrestling. Okay.
Yes.
Shit happens. If this is, you can make a t-shirt. Shit happens.
It happens.
And I love that you said Triple H, because remember this. Triple H used to look like a big Pillsbury Doughboy around 2005. Let's get it straight, because I think he got body shamed by Vince when he got his second quad injury.
Yeah.
And he came back and looked so cut. Like, against Booker T of all people, he looked so like they just chopped off the fat with a freaking knife.
Mm-hmm.
And he even said it like he was ashamed of how he looked, and he didn't want to name who kept on messing with him, but we know who was messing with him. And Triple H came out looking all swole. Like, he looked like Greg the Hammer Valentine in 1990. He looked like Triple H again. And then Triple H kind of body shamed people too when he called
Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's another one, but Samoa Joe always been thick. Like
he's
always been thick though. Yeah. I mean,
it's people in the rule that could break that in WWE. Samoa Joe is one of them. It's a lot of people that broke that rule, but at the same time, they probably said something to them, you know.
So you tell me Booker T is never petty when he's giving his opinions? What? Come on, Marquise. You need to stop it. Stop acting like you were born yesterday. Now I see
Booker.
that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, that's a dog. Never mind. I thought that was a baby. Because I was just like, listen, I know that you look like that you like maybe in your early 30s. Now I know that you probably know a little bit about wrestling. I think I talked to you a couple times. But please don't act like you was born yesterday. Don't do that shit. Because I would immediately pull out receipts and I'd be like, here, you said you think that Booker T is not petty? I think every fucking wrestler in the fucking business is petty as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's stop that.
Let's cut that right now. Everybody in the wrestling business is petty.
It's petty as shit.
And they say their little shots, and we say I wonder who's gonna rebuttal and stuff.
Right.
A la Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston just rebutted, and it says something about body shaming. And
matter of fact, I want to get on him right now. So, you know what? Before we do that, let's get some of you guys on here. I'm gonna post the link real quick, so you guys can come on. So Eddie Kingston. Okay, we're getting ready to talk about Eddie Kingston, right?
All right.
Eddie Kingston has been the victim of body shaming since he started wrestling. I mean,
his whole career.
His whole fucking career. Okay, so this ain't nothing new to him, but he feels some type of way when one of his co-workers is being attacked from somebody that is very inconsistent with his views. You know what I'm saying? And it was a couple of wrestlers that was coming for Booker T. So then what Booker T, after those comments, Booker T decided to say on his podcast on the follow-up, he said that everybody's taking this out of context. This is what you said, the transcripts. Everybody that was watching the podcast, this is what you said. And you say that every time when people are gathering your extensions, that you saying that someone is fucking taking something out of context, and then you take the shit down. Be a man of your word.
Yeah, live by the sword.
Tell your truth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you talk about that you're supposed to be this nigga that's an expert in your field, why the fuck do you need to take down posts? That's my thing. I say a lot of fucking controversial shit. And I be telling motherfuckers, I say, listen, I said what I said. Take it how you want it.
A prime example for those that did not watch this man on live the other night. There go your big receipt. And he's not taking it down. He's gonna say what he said. No. But let me tell y'all this right now. And I'm gonna tell you, I listen, I respect Booker's his career, what he had to go through, what he became. He deserved his platform. Yes. But he gonna get called out just like everybody got called out. What's going on, Hill?
Hey, what's up?
He's gonna get called out just like everybody else get called out. Hell, if it was Dave Meltzer gonna get called out. If you got the balls to say what you said, or sorry, not say, I even say type what you typed, say what you said in a platform like this. Take your medicine that's gonna come with it. And he said something that was totally fucked up in the eyes of Eddie Kingston, in the eyes of Keith Lee, in the eyes of Nyla Rose, and the island hell, even Nia Jax, who was a former worker at WWE, that y'all try to body shame. Y'all did a whole damn Total Divas episode on her and made a storyline for her to win the fucking title to get sympathy. So that's sad. So stop. So if Booker T gonna say it and we disagree, we just like my brother here on Marquette is disagreeing with us. That's how life is, bro. I'm sorry. Everybody's not gonna agree with what we say, but if like you said, you got the receipts. Keep receipts like it's tax season.
So Ziggy said that this is why we love wrestling. Everyone looks different races, different body sizes, different hairstyles, and etc. Why will we want everyone walking around looking like they're bodybuilders? And yeah, that's why I said sometimes that gets a little bit disgusting to look. Like, I don't want everybody to look like a bodybuilder. Like, that's no.
Go back and look at WWF back in the day, bro. Go look at like in the 80s, like the mid 80s. All they had was bodybuilders. They all doing the same poses and all that shit.
Wait, that's different. You got the National Disaster. Them two big Pillsbury Doughboys. They're tag team champions. And you look at Andre Giant.
They was Hills. You was not like. I guess back then you was not like big guys.
So Charlotte, there's so many levels to Charlotte. Yeah, you could probably call it body shaming, but let's talk about this. There's nothing that's on Charlotte's body that is real. Because if you refer back to when she came on NXT, she didn't have big titties. She didn't have she had a flat ass and then had the audacity to pose nude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We seen her titties. She has grown just like Stephanie McMahon grown in 2000. What was that? 2001.
Yeah, Chris Jericho let everybody know about that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, she got big. So please don't sit up here and talk about we're slut shaming or we're body shaming Charlotte, because Charlotte body shamed herself.
Charlotte look like the wrestling Wendy Williams right now.
Ooh.
Wow.
She like
I heard your wife in the back. I heard that. She was like,
they heard you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, for real, she looks like the letter P.
Right. I mean, listen. Now, if we're going to the female side of things, there is plenty of evidence and plenty of former ex-employees that came out and said that they body shamed them, and that they made them.
Prime example, Luna. They treat Luna like shit and give praise to Sable.
He said he gets sensitive when we talk about Charlotte.
Fuck that.
No.
Listen. I used to like Charlotte, but then she start transforming. I don't think that's Charlotte no more. I'm sorry.
So are you calling her are you calling her a Megatron?
A Transformer?
Are you calling her a Megatron? Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Now, if you talking about Megatron, Nicole Bass.
Oh, but see now, look what we doing. Look what we doing.
But that's what we're not body shaming. Let's keep it a book. Like when China came along,
I do. I'm not gonna lie, but I have a reason to. Go ahead.
But, all right,
look at Nicole Bass in ECW. They treat her like a freak show. In WWF, they treat her like a special attraction storyline with Venus. Did she win the title? No. Look at China. She come in a little bit, but look at China. She comes in strong ass face. Nobody want to fuck with her. But when she get that surgery, guess what? Playboy.
Everybody was fucking with her.
But
yes, that's women champion.
It seemed like that was in their contract. Like every female that came in there had to get silicones implanted, had to do this. I mean, with the exception of Ivory, I'm gonna say even Luna Vachon had to get implants. Like it was like you could not go work in the WWE as a female without getting implants. Let's talk about
who shaming Nikki Lyons. Nikki Lyons, it looks like a stripper. That's no body shaming with that. She looks like a stripper.
That is all jiggle.
And she come back next week. And I said from the rip, she's gonna be the women champion. And I'm not saying that
got ass for implants.
No, she don't. No, sure jiggles like a jello. Now, like I was saying though,
she got ass for days.
Yes. And why you think I go hard for her? Because what? Talent and look. And what I've been saying for a long time. And look at Roxy. Why do you think she didn't go for the women's title? She going for the tag team title. Plus, she won the tournament.
Yeah.
If Nicola Lyon win the tournament, she'd be a first in line facing Mandy Rose. They know what's up. We see the game.
Of course they do. That's why everybody coming in look at what's their name, Toxic Attraction and shit. They look like they don't wear no clothes.
And why you think they ship out Lash Legend to NXT UK?
Because she can't wrestle.
That too, but other part. She's not that high.
Wait. I thought that NXT UK was supposed to be one of the top brands.
They go trainer there. They go trainer. Oh, they got some good trainers in the UK, so they go train her there. But the simple fact of like if we go stick with the females, it seemed like, and remember, especially during the Divas era, you had to like a fashion model, and all you had to do was walk down the ring because your matches was not gonna be long. You could go take a piss and the match over. So. You couldn't have I don't remember it was a big girl during the Divas era until Awesome Kong got there.
You mean Karma?
Karma.
Yeah.
I
still call her.
So do you will you did they body shame her as well after she was with Child?
I don't think so. I gotta look. She did do a shoot video too. I gotta look at it because I think she brought it up, but I don't think they body shamed her because they signed her as she is. They signed her as to be different, to be the mega force of the women's division.
That didn't take long. Didn't take long, and her time in the WWE didn't take long either. She went
right back to TNA.
Yeah, she was just like, no, I ain't about this life. Like,
all right, but she lost some of the weight to.
Yes, she did.
To do Glow.
Yeah, she looks amazing. She looked really amazing on that show Glow, and I hope she come back for like a one-time match. But she looks fabulous.
I want to talk about that question
Jade.
I put a post in WCC today of a picture of her with this, I guess, this skin colored outfit with the tech, and she had a TBS. I left Facebook. I took a nap. I woke up. I seen people disrespecting each other, not her. Disrespecting each other because some people don't think she's attractive. Some people
even called her a man. Yes,
right. Hell, I think
some called her a man.
I hate to bring this up, Bradley, but some people called Charlotte a man too. If you remember that,
I think she is.
So, my wife right now, I don't care. When we went to AEW, I asked can we bring her home. So Jade,
you try to be like next RV, ain't you?
Hey, yeah. So now we're going to this. The opposite of shaming body is Jade too muscular for some of y'all.
No,
is a woman with some type of power? That's what, intimidating?
I think she's just intimidating to some of these niggas. I think that's what that is.
If you put that body type in MMA, any MMA, I think people like, damn, she look athletic as hell. But if you put her in front of pro wrestling, bunch of weeaboos and bunch of niggas who don't shower, yeah, they feel intimidated. But me as a purist, that's normal. I'm like, okay, she looked attractive. She looked physique. I like that shit. I got some weeaboo ass niggas like, oh no, she too manly for me. Ew.
She looked good.
I like that shit.
Got the look. She's learning every week. She's getting better. She's getting better every week.
This is funny.
I mean, I don't understand the shame. Y'all shame. You're shaming a woman because she's too big. Y'all shaming a woman because she's muscular. What do y'all want? You want those small fries? You want those when you could toss around, huh? That's what y'all want. Y'all had no wrestling ability at all.
Hey, Kevin, welcome to the show, man.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
It's been a very interesting conversation for the past 30 minutes. We're talking about body shaming / slut shaming or anything of the sort. In that field. Yeah, just shaming in general. Yeah, just shaming. So we've been talking about how Booker T made his comments on his podcast recently about how Adam Cole need to put on more muscle. He's like a buck 160, and that's probably why he's injured now because he doesn't have enough muscle. Daniel was also talking about a little bit about Keith Lee, about when he went from NXT to the main roster, he had to put on his straps to cover his nipples. Big E, Big E's in the different. Yeah, he on a different plane.
We seen Big E work out. I can't mess with Big E.
Yeah, I can't mess with Big E. Yeah, I can't do that.
But I mean, if we go there, if we want to go there, right? Okay, we did the Keith Lee when he got to the main roster.
Y'all gonna make me pull a JBL out today, man. I was trying to leave JBL sleep for a minute, but now y'all gonna make me bring it up.
JBL was fat as fuck too. He was fuck.
Yeah. Oh, where? Who gives a damn about what Booker T has to say? He's just mad because he's not in the best shape anymore and he has to be a parent. He's not even a freaking wrestler, Michael. We don't care about a Booker T. But on the real shit, though, I feel like Booker T is only saying that and doing all that. I mean, let's look at real talk here. Kevin Owens ain't got no muscular body, but he can wrestle his ass off. He can wrestle his ass off. And
I need you to scream that all the way to the front because some people in the back don't hear you.
See, some people don't, and this is what pisses me off about the WWE East, AEW, whatever the case may be. You don't need to have, and I mean, yeah, it may be appealing to the audience. They'd be like, oh, well, yeah, this person looks good, or that person looks good, or this person looks good. But you don't have to have the perfect body to be a wrestler. All you got to have is talent. Let's look. Let's look at Sami Zayn. Let's look at Kevin Owens. I mean, hell, let's take Bray Wyatt for example. Look, all three examples didn't have the perfect body, but guess what? They had hella talent. They were good on the mic. They were good as hell in the ring. Even Sami Zayn ain't got the perfect one. Sami Zayn looked like a chia pet from 35, 40 years ago. But the point of it is, is these guys are wrestlers. You understand what I'm saying? And if you and look at and I'm not being funny, but look at D'Angelo Dawkins. Look at some of the women in the WWE or the AEW. I mean, what the chick Raquel Rodriguez, she may not have this type of body or Trish Stratus type of body or a Lita or Naomi type of body, but these people are talented in the ring. I mean, you got to look at what they make you do. If they make you say, ooh, they make you say, oh, like, yo, they got some talent. They got what it takes to be either a WWE champion or an AEW champion. Look at Jeff Hardy. Wasn't muscular as hell, but look, man won the world championship and the WWE championship on numerous of occasions. But now Booker T want to run his mouth and say, oh, this person need to put on this. This person need to put on that. This person got to do this. This person got to do that. I mean, come on. JBL was flabby. Wasn't in the best of shape, but he could wrestle. He could talk and hold a stick. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at Kevin Owens, who could talk, wrestle, and hold a microphone. You look at Sami Zayn, who could talk, wrestle, hold a microphone. These people don't have to have the perfect body for an audience to look at. At the end of the day, it's just all in, if they entertaining us or not.
Hey, what's going on, Antoine? So you've been watching so far. So what are your comments about body shaming in professional wrestling?
It's a damn double standard. Like, they're body shaming guys being too small, but they're also body shaming females for being too big. Didn't they do a shoot, like a photo shoot with Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, and what's her name? I can't remember the champion. What's her name again?
Bianca Belair.
Yeah, and they was posing with muscles, and it was like they all look like dudes.
I mean,
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I seen the picture.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I see the picture, and all of them
was doing like this, and they was body shaming her, until like she looked like a damn dude. I'm like, oh,
they're like,
wow.
just like I said, they do it for the weeaboos.
yeah,
They don't like that muscular women. Like,
and they don't see how deep that is, because I don't know if y'all seen it. They had an episode one time where they interviewed these female wrestlers without makeup, and it was talking about how scared it was just to do the interview without makeup, because they felt that they was going to be ashamed and and stuff like that, so they had to come out. That's when Ruby Riott was there, and she was there without any makeup, and it was what's the old girl's name? It was Ruby Riott, Rhea Ripley, I can't remember. Bianca Belair, but I'm talking about the other one, the one that was chasing for the 24/7 championship.
Dana Brooke.
Huh? Dana Brooke. Yeah, they was like damn near in tears because they was out of makeup, and it was like, yeah, they make us feel a certain way if we don't look a certain way. And I was like, and this is on a WWE interview. They were saying that shit. So like, how can we, first of all, how can we body shame? Well, first Booker T's on some other next level joint, because
Booker T's teeth look like he's been chewing on a coffee can. He can't talk about nobody's body shape.
Listen. Booker T's
a hypocrite.
Booker T is saying stuff he's allowed to say, because you got to think about it. He didn't say nothing about Adam Cole when Adam Cole was NXT champion.
Nope.
One bit.
He was riding Adam Cole the whole way.
He was
He was Adam Cole baby until he went to AEW. You know what I mean?
He was quiet.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, people misconstrue, what I be saying on this podcast, and they be thinking that, oh, well, Chris, you're hating or whatever. I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all. Like, I'm just saying, like, I got the fucking receipts. Now, 3 people just told you the same thing that I just told you a couple minutes ago. Booker T views shifts. If you were in the WWE and you're in AEW now, he is going to target you. He's going to find something to talk about you about. But then when he don't like to be challenged. And that's the part that I don't understand with Booker T, because Booker T came a long, long way. And even though he got 2 rings, right? 2 Hall of Fame.
Booker T got 2 rings and came a long way. And people might get mad at me for saying this, but it's just real. He came a long way from WCW to come into the WWE to get 2 rings, only to turn around and be a sellout.
You know what gets me about Triple H? I mean, not Triple H. What gets me about Booker T?
I mean, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong.
No, listen. What gets me upset about Booker T is you got people like MVP. That's what you need to be like, Booker T. MVP.
That's the part That's the part I don't understand. Yeah. Like Booker T can easily, pass off his knowledge to the next generation, but yeah, he want to be a field nigga on his podcast.
Yeah, sellout.
Booker T is like the pro wrestling version of Mister from Color Purple, because he want to like brainwash you.
He went there.
He want to brainwash you to become a sports entertainer. Now no pro wrestler, but a sports entertainer. That's all he ever is. Because I know it's about him. Because let's bring this shit up. When this man got accused for the $3 million hush money, they're silent. When it comes to AEW, he speaks louder more than anybody else.
Listen, at the same time, Booker T, we don't get it twisted. Booker T is still an employee of WWE. Let him say something stupid about WWE. He be gone.
He ain't going to because that's his money.
Like case in point, like look at Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho has his podcast and stuff. He's still an employee of AEW, but he says what he wants to say. You know what I'm saying? On both shows. So even though I'm not like the biggest fan of Jericho's wife, he says what he wants to say. Right. Anytime we have any negative situation about Booker T, it's always about AEW. And you know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. He's so jaded that if he's making any valid points, we can't even hear it, because it's always, you never say anything bad about WWE because you're still an employee. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to say anything bad about Vince McMahon and, hush money. He's not going to say nothing about John Laurinaitis.
All you're going to hear from Booker T is, well, I think that's not true what Vince McMahon did. He didn't sleep and give $3 million to the women. But now you want to go on regular joint and say, Adam Cole needs to go ahead and get in the gym. And now this and that. Booker T, if you can see this podcast, how about getting your new denture plan and fixing your grill up? Because you look like you've been chewing on a railroad track, you idiot.
Well, you know what? We might not. You might not. We can't even blame Booker T, because you got to think about it. Like I said, he's still an employee of WWE.
Terrible.
We could be up there like, okay, all this stuff that's going on with WWE, they probably tell him like, yo, say something to get the heat off us.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm talking about body shaming, because right now we're talking about body shaming. You know what we're not talking about? John Laurinaitis getting sat the fuck down right now.
Indeed. You know, but this comment right here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I'm so mad. I am so pissed off.
You mad?
The AEW is here in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
20 minutes from me. New Japan is in my fucking building, in my goddamn hometown, and I can't even go.
Why not?
Can't even go, bro. No, I'm unemployed. But no, we're gonna talk about this comedy, and then we might come back on here later on tonight. Who is that? Hold on. I'm gonna have to remove your mic. Let me see who it is. You good?
All right.
You good?
All right.
Okay, y'all good now. Okay, all right, fine. All right, so the whole thing with Michelle McCool and Layla calling Mickie James Piggy James. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
About 2006, 2007, somewhere around that time, right?
Yes. Yeah, this was around the time like when they were fighting for the Divas Championship.
Right, and they was late cool and all that.
Yeah.
That doesn't, for me, that doesn't compare to what is going on now with everything else. I mean, not being funny, I always thought Mickie James was sexy. Not, being real, I always thought she was sexy as hell. But I mean, let's look at all the divas who didn't have sex appeal and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But Booker T ain't hitting on them. I mean, let's be real. Lord forgive me, I know this may be the wrong thing to say, but Charnel is not the prettiest knife in the drawer.
I can't say that. I'm shocked he with a black female. I'm just shocked.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, she did show Larry Kurt Angle, so that count for something.
I'm just shocked he's with a black female. I thought he went all the way sell out. Got him a
But look,
I'm just saying.
that's why I say he an Uncle Tom, because I'm like,
Nah. You know why? See, that's why I hate that term, Uncle Tom. Because if you did your history, and if you read Uncle Tom's,
well, let me rephrase that.
Yeah,
Sell out.
No, that's what I say. Because Uncle Tom was the slave that helped escape the slaves, and he got murdered.
That's why I said, let me rephrase that. Let me say sell out.
Yeah, people use that wrong.
Because
they call people Uncle Tom, and Uncle Tom was the one that sacrificed his life. Sell out.
And see, but see, here's the thing where he's selling out at is, okay, you ain't say nothing yet about Mark Henry. You ain't say nothing yet about the Big Show. And think about this. Both of them was flabby as hell. You know what I'm saying? You ain't say.
Okay, I defend for Big Show. Cause I ain't gonna lie, when he was the Extreme Big Show in ECW, I can take him seriously because he was a monster. Mark Henry, 0506, he was a beast. But the only thing he didn't like was he don't like being called a Silverback Gorilla. I get that part.
I
So
wouldn't want to be called that either.
with the size, it can fit. Now if we go really old school, no, scratch it. If we go on Monday, Ring of Honor, Beer City Bruiser. I like him because he was an old school super heavyweight guy. I can fuck with him. Other one, Big Gabby from Impact. He used to wrestle there. He was a huge guy, and he was competing for the X Division title at one point. I like him because he can wrestle. He's entertaining. If we really go old school, Yokozuna. Now the rookie Yokozuna, he was slim big. Yes, we can rock with him. But WrestleMania 11 Yokozuna, he almost damn near halfway size of Big Pun.
You see
That's not a good look.
But look, and also look at Vader.
Look
at Vader too.
Yeah, Vader was big. Like,
well, Vader was a football player, so he was an offensive lineman. So
right,
he still had the offensive lineman body when he became a wrestler. So I just
feel like Booker T need to really sit down somewhere. And to be quite honest, I'm sick of seeing, and I know this may sound funny as hell, but I'm sick of seeing the same Hawaiian bun hairstyle every time they on WWE pre-kickoff show. And I'm tired of seeing that. You want to talk about a body? Let's talk about the hairstyle. Get rid of all that. And get rid of that shucky tucky quack quack moment.
Hold up.
That shit gets on my fucking nerves.
Bring back Booker T before the locks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, when that man, when he was in like pre-dread
locks,
when he was going around and knocking fucking people like windows and shit. Like I'm like, shit. He was like, this is what I'm gonna do your punk ass. I'm like, that's the Booker T. I need to come back. Yes.
But I'm like sick of him now, man. And I'm pretty sure everybody's sick of what he's saying and everything else. And like you said, Yokozuna was a big guy, but he was entertaining. It wasn't about the body structure or nothing like that. The man can perform to be a big dude. I mean, if you look at that, look at King Mabel. perform well to be Viscera, aka perform well to be a big dude.
Big
But-
Viscera, like, oh my God, that man went down to the dogs. This man went from Team Mabel to sexual predator. Like, I'm serious. Like, that man was going around humping on niggas' asses and shit. I'm
Oh,
like,
you saw that, right?
what the fuck we doing here? But
It worked.
whatever. You said what?
I said it worked. It got people pop for that, and now he went to ECW with Big Daddy V, and he never won. No, he never won the ECW title. He did get a title
You know
shot
why
for
he
it.
never won, right?
Yeah, he never won one. Yeah.
But you know why he never won one? He was supposed to win, right? He didn't win because he injured the Undertaker. He
Yeah, back in '95,
yeah, when he had and a lot of wrestlers complaining about him being too
too dangerous in the ring.
yeah.
Right.
He was supposed to be he was supposed to be the next WWE champion, but they were complaining that he
But I mean, look, and to your argument, look at this dude.
Who?
They say Seth Rollins is dangerous in the ring,
Yeah, but Seth Rollins ain't 400 pounds.
but no, hear me out. Hear me out. You know, we thought we at least thought, but you put Sting out of action to have neck surgery the whole 9 yards and whatnot, and you done broke Finn Balor's collarbone, but yet they still made him WWE champion. They still made him this. Like some wrestlers are safe in the ring, some aren't.
True. That's very, very true.
And but the crazy part is the big, besides Big Daddy V, believe it or not, some of the wrestlers with the sloppiest bodies be the safest wrestlers in the freaking ring.
Yeah, because they're not worried about their bodies type. They're just worried about wrestling.
Right.
They
I'm
want
giving you
to be accepted. That's it.
like before you joined on greatness, Kevin Owens, take care of his people in the ring. But they not looking at, all they looking at is, person gotta have a body, person gotta have this. No, first of all, we know wrestling is entertainment, but also it's about taking care of each other in the ring. Point blank, period.
Exactly. So, fellas, it is almost 6 o'clock. AEW is about to come on. So this is what's probably going to end up happening. Probably after, depending on what happens on the show, we might come back on to talk about a little bit about AEW and Forbidden Door. Since this is going to be a busy ass weekend for me, because I got like none of the podcasts I got to do. So we'll be back probably. I'll make the announcement if we do come back on. But yes, everybody on Facebook and the fellas that joined me, we'll see you guys later on. Hashtag Kills for Life and
All right.